Okay. Yo, what's up?
How's it going, Roy?
Good, very good. How about you, Larry? How's everything?
All good, man. All good. Happy. Like, I love those Mondays when AC Milan wins Sundays and, you feel more relaxed.
Yeah,
It's
right.
not like this week.
It feels good. It definitely feels good after
It feels
the
great.
3
It
points.
feels great. So, yeah, not bad. Now
So
it's
right,
go for it.
yeah, we got the international break and a lot of football happening during the international break. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to watch any games or?
I am definitely going to watch the Italy games, all 3 of them, and I'm definitely going to watch the Euro 21 games for sure because it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be. How
That's
about you?
great. I don't know. I'm actually curious to watch Italy because they have a lot of young players, and I want to see how Mancini is going to link these players and see how they're going to play. And I really like Mancini as a manager. I would love him to be the next AC Milan manager. I
Yes,
think
100%. I totally agree with that. Mancini is perfect for AC Milan. His style of football is exactly what we live for.
exactly. And he knows how to manage young player and to improve them. And he's easygoing. He speaks English. He's quite international. He has international experience. And yeah, I like him. He's a clever guy. And hi, Nick Lord. Thank you for being here. The first one, I think. How are you, man?
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Yes,
Hope
and
it's
by the
going
way,
well.
guys, so for you, for the people that don't know, and the people that are going to be watching this, and the people that are watching this now, right here on RossonARI TV, we're starting a new segment that we're going to be doing every Monday, and where we're going to be talking about football in general. Specifically, it depends on the topic. Like for example, today, the main subject is going to be European football, the Champions League, the Europa League, and right now, pertinent to what's happening right now, the international break. So we have the World Cup qualifiers for the European teams, and we have the Euro 21. So a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff.
Yep. Sounds fun.
Absolutely.
And let's see how it goes. Hopefully people are going to support us. I think it's important to talk about football in general. Just it's for me at least, I like it, especially now everything is closed, so it's like meeting a friend and talking about football, having a drink or whatever, and hear what other people say, especially our followers, what they say. I'm curious.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to get into it just in a minute right now. And thank you for all the followers that come and watch us lives. And guys, also Ari, the king of reviews for AC Milan, just released his review last night. So everybody, please go watch the video, like it, share it, and let's support the Rossoneri family around the world on YouTube. Okay, Laird, let's get into it. You wanna start?
Yeah, let's start. What we start? We start with the Europa League.
Yeah, let's start with the Europa League. Let's do it.
Used to be called the UEFA Cup. No,
right? Yeah, the UEFA
Coppa
Cup.
UEFA in Italy.
It's
now
this
it's Europa League.
This tournament, man. This tournament is a mess. The motivations are not there, huh?
I feel like, as I say a lot of time, Europa League is a league for UEFA to sell more TV rights, so to sell more sponsorship and to make so other small countries that actually cannot get in the Champions League, they can be part of a European competition. So yeah, and I think the best, what I dream personally, is to have a bigger Champions League.
Oh,
So you know what I mean? So more groups, more teams, a longer competition during the year. And you don't need the UEFA, the European League. You just have this big Champions League, and a lot of team can be part of it. So I don't know, the top 6 of each country can be part, and maybe the top 1 or 2 of smaller countries, smaller leagues. So you have a lot of teams that they are competing with each other with this long journey, and really who is the best.
yeah.
And everyone gets more money. That's my opinion. You don't need a UEFA Europa League, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's look at what happened this Europa League. So these are the fixtures that we have coming up. And let's look. Hey, look at who Manchester United is playing against.
Oh yeah, Granada.
Granada. I mean that kind of pisses me off because, man, that would have been easy for us, huh?
No,
you don't think so?
There is a reason why they're there. We struggle with the Red Star, so I'm not sure it's an easy game. You know what I mean?
The lack of motivation.
So yeah, and you see the guys were really tired. So I feel like it's better for us to not play that competition. I really do. I really do. We have a lot of injuries, so that's.
Yeah.
Do you think Manchester United is gonna get through?
I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest with you. So let's look at the clashes. We have Granada, Manchester United, Arsenal. So who do you think is going to go through between Man U and Granada? Man U, right? You think?
Depends. I think Granada can try to do a great game. Okay. I don't know what they are competing in Spain. If they're competing for any top 4, I don't think top 4, but top 6 to get again in Europa League. But Granada can make it. They can make it because we played without a striker against Man United. I think any decent team with a striker can beat Man United at this moment. They are not in a good moment.
Yes, but to be fair, I believe this is going to be in a few weeks. So we'll see. It depends on what the teams are going to look like in a few weeks. So, by the way, Necklord, Mr. Laird, says, I don't agree. A team that finished 6th shouldn't be in the Champions League, in my opinion, in his opinion. Yeah, I mean,
what I'm talking is not the Champions League we know. It's a bigger European competition for clubs. That's what I'm talking about. So it's a different type of competition.
Yeah.
With more clubs. That's my opinion.
Joel, hey, what's up, Joel? Joel says Granada is like the Ajax of 2018 and 19 of the Europa League. Huh.
Okay.
Well, let's go on to Arsenal, Slavia Praga. I mean, I think Arsenal should go through. Should be easy for them.
Yeah, they have to. I think they have to because they don't have any goal this season. They are out of everything. Yeah. So that's the only competition they need to play and win. They are not going to relegate. They are not getting the top 6 anyway. Yeah. So just go for the Europa League. Just put all your best players and win it.
Yeah. And then we have Ajax against Roma, the only Italian team left in Europe competing. And, of course, the freaking Italian team has to get what is probably the most difficult opponent.
Yeah. That's true.
What do you see here?
Well, honestly, I hope Roma wins the cup because it means 5 Italian clubs in Champions League next season.
Oh, yes.
And that's pretty good. And 5 Italian clubs, they have more money to spend, buy better players. So the Serie A is a better league. There is more quality players. And Roma, I like the manager. They have great ideas. They play football. So they are not the catenaccio thing, you know?
Right.
But yeah, let's see. Hopefully.
And then you have the Dinamo Zagreb against Villarreal, which is pretty balanced. So yeah, it's a shame that, you know what's funny, Laird? I talk so much crap about Roma because every time they play in Europe, they are just so embarrassing, and they lose games 7-0. They lose a game 5-0, 4-0, and every time I'm like, man, you guys are freaking embarrassing the Serie A. So, and now they're the only team left in Europe. Yeah.
RossonARI TV. That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, no Italian clubs. Such a shame. Absolutely. Yeah, it kind of sucks. But you know what? And Wednesday we're going to talk about this. Actually, we're going to have a good conversation about.
Oh yeah,
this.
we're having a podcast about the Farmer League. What is Farmer League exactly? Who is the real Farmer League? That's interesting.
Yeah. And let's look at some stats. So Arsenal is in the UEFA League is the team that scored the most. Tottenham is the second team that scored the most, even though Mourinho is a defensive coach. Yeah, Tottenham, man. You were saying yesterday we could pluck some players from these teams, huh?
Yeah, I'm kind of I'm kind of excited for this summer transfer market because a lot of these teams they're not getting in the Champions League. For example, even Roma, they have a lot of great players, or Arsenal, Tottenham. It's gonna be interesting. A lot of players, they are in that point of their career. They are like, I want to win something. I want to keep competing for a big thing, And they're gonna look at AC Milan and gonna say, this is a team that finished hopefully second. They're competing for the Champions League, so it's a team that is looking to win something. So I'll go there. I'll try. And by the way, I had a news from Italy that AC Milan is really interested in buying Pessina from Atalanta.
Yes.
He's a good player. I like him a lot. He's young. I think he's 24. He's a tough guy. He runs. He sacrifices. And the thing is, we have 50% discount from Atalanta. You know that?
Oh, why was that?
Because he was our player. And there is a clause that says if Atalanta sells that players, we get 50% of the money.
Oh, this should be a done deal. Why are they even wasting time?
Exactly. I think it's going to be almost done. And probably, I don't know if Çalhanoğlu is going to get renewal or Brahim Diaz is going to lose his place.
Okay, so here's the question for you and for the chat. So let's assume Çalhanoğlu is staying, okay? Because I think he will stay. Because I think Milan needs to keep someone like Çalhanoğlu. He's experienced. He in the right setting, he'll do well. But here's the question I have for you, Laird.
Yeah.
The question is going to be Pessina or Brahim Diaz. Because if Pessina is coming, I think Brahim Diaz is leaving. I think. Who do you think should what do you think? Do you think Milan should do this?
I value more Pessina than Brahim Diaz, to be fair, right now for the next 12 months. I think he's going to perform way more than Brahim Diaz. But Brahim Diaz, I value him on the projection, for the next 5 years. He can be a top player, Brahim Diaz, with the, as we say, with the technique, the vision he has. I think he can be a top player. And if he gets stronger, he can make the difference. So I hope, I dream, maybe both, because Pessina can play on holding midfielder as well, or he can play on the right. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's nice to have Pessina, Çalhanoğlu, and Brahim Diaz in the same squad. That would be lovely.
I like that option even better. Joel does say that he prefers Pessina to Brahim Diaz. All right. So I'm gonna. At the end of the day, you're right. Let's let's move on to the Champions League, and it's a perfect segue because Joel even asks, how long from now do you guys think an Italian team will win the Champions League? What do you think, Larry?
Well, I'm biased. I love AC Milan, so I always think whenever we compete for the Champions League, we are that loose cannon. We can always win it. As we said, the last two Champions League we won, we were not the favorite. You know what I mean? It's not like when you start the Champions League and you see AC Milan, they're gonna win it. They are the best team. We became the best team during the competition. We became stronger and stronger. The only year we didn't win
Right,
it and
right,
we
right.
were the best team was in 2005. We were the best team in 2005.
I agree with
win
that. I agree with that. And just to catch up on some of these comments, RossonARI non-TV says, I just checked the UEFA club rank, and I think, oh, by the way, to answer Joel's question, yes, I think next year Milan can win the Champions League, already next year. RossonARI non-TV, I just checked the UEFA club rank, and I find Milan 50 or 58. What the fuck? Yeah. Well, and then here, a following question. What do you think? What do you guys think? Does FIFA ranking matter? In my opinion, yes, it does matter, because that ranking is a system of points based on how many games you win and the importance of those games. So yes. Well,
but can I say something on that when you finish? Sorry. No, I just want to say the ranking matters and says how good you've been before, but doesn't say who is going to win the Champions League next season, because Bayern Munich can be the top on the ranking, but maybe Chelsea, who is 12, can win the Champions League next season. So it's a bit like doesn't say what's going to happen next season.
Yes, actually, it's a good thing you bring that up, because the way the ranking works, the coefficient is based on the previous season of the actual season. It's always based on the previous season. All right, let's look at the Champions League. Let's look what's going on there. So these are fixtures.
So you're having problem with your connection, Roy, but I can go.
Oh no, I'm back. Sorry guys.
You're
the
back?
Connection is kind of shit. All right, great. Here we go. So let's look at the draws. Man City Dortmund. Wow. Epic battle.
Yeah.
Who's gonna win?
Dortmund is really weak as a team, as attention on details. They are really weak on that. They got 2 goals from Sevilla out of nowhere. They were controlling the game, just they got 2 goals the second game. So they have such a great player as a striker, but they are not good enough to deal with Man City. Man City, if they play football, if they do what they do best, they're gonna win and they're gonna go through. And it's 180 minutes, so definitely it's gonna be Man City for sure. And
yes.
What do you think, Roy?
Yes, definitely. This is going to be Haaland. I go also with Man City.
Sorry, do you think he's going to play for Man City next season?
What about Porto versus Chelsea? What should have been Juventus versus it?
Oh yeah.
Sorry?
Well, I don't think Juventus is a better team than Porto, to be fair. On paper, maybe. But what we saw, I think Porto is more organized.
Well, they hold the ball much. They hold the ball much better.
Yeah.
Well, from what we saw, in my opinion, from what we saw, Juventus held the ball much better than Porto. Porto was forced to play catenaccio of both legs, and hey, all fairness to them, with the heart and grinta, they took it away. Bayern versus Paris, maybe the biggest clash of the year according to the squads and the rosters.
I don't know. This is quite tricky because I've seen a few games of Bayern Munich this season, and of course that was Bundesliga. They kind of underestimate some games in Bundesliga, so they struggle in the beginning. Sometimes they go even 2-0 for the opposite team, and they always come back, or actually they get a draw. So Bayern Munich is not the same Bayern Munich the previous season. They have some issues, but I think they are going to win against Paris because they are not going to underestimate this game. They are going for that, and they want to go for the double Champions League, 2 in a row. And if Bayern Munich wins, they are going to catch us on the total 7 Champions League this season.
I am definitely going for PSG. I want PSG to win the Champions League. So that's my team for this Champions League. I really want them to win. And the reason is because there are 3 Italian players in Paris, and it's just going to be good for them, for those 3 players. At least that's the only thing I can see that it can be good, for at least from my perspective, and from the Italian national team. But so I hope Paris goes through, and I hope they win the Champions League. Okay, and last one, Real Madrid versus Liverpool. Wow, what a clash! Joel thinks whoever wins between Bayern and Paris Saint-Germain is going to win the whole thing. I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think I'm at the moment, I think Chelsea is going to win the Champions League.
Okay.
I'm gonna see the way they approach the game against Porto. If they are 100% on it, I think they're going to win the Champions League. Chelsea is the one who's going to win the Champions League.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. According to Laert is placing his bets right now. Chelsea is winning the Champions League. Okay, so we will test his instinct. And I say PSG is going to win the Champions League. Who do you guys think is going to win the Champions League? Joel thinks Bayern will win. Real Madrid, Liverpool.
I think Real Madrid. Yeah.
Yes.
I think Real Madrid has the full squad at the moment, and they are playing smart, I would say. They're not playing a great football, but they're playing smart. They are playing really, kind of a counter type of football. So really defensive, going for a counter-attack, fighting each ball. They have quality in the midfield. Modric, Kroos, Casemiro. They know what to do with the ball. So they're going to stay defensive, and they're going to wait for the Liverpool mistake and go and get that semi-final. But Chelsea is going to win the Champions League. Chelsea is such a solid team, and they have a lot of players, and they're all young. They're going to run crazy. I feel that. But I want to see them against Porto, because if they don't perform against Porto, if they kind of have a lack of concentration with Porto, it means they are not good enough to win those type of level. But if they play well with Porto, definitely they're going to win the Champions League. My opinion.
Nice. Well, Amir says, Laert, remember history repeats itself. I believe Porto away. So Golden Boy says, you guys are working very hard to give us content every day. I respect that a lot. Keep it going. Thank you, Golden Boy. Much appreciated. Are you with me, Lark?
Yeah. Sorry. I think I didn't hear the last part. Thank you guys for following up.
And
thank you guys for following up.
A little bit, but we're going to fix these issues. So don't worry.
I cannot hear you. I think I'm having some issue.
Says Manchester City. This is their year.
Still, man, I cannot hear you. I think. Do you want to try to come out and in from the live? I think you're cutting out. Anyway.
Sorry, guys. A lot of apologies. We're having some internet connections, but these will be solved.
Yeah. I Roy is gonna come back in a second, but I don't understand what Amir is saying. I didn't get the yeah, exactly. Yeah, now I understand. Basically, yeah, Chelsea has a better record against Porto, and Chelsea is really solid in defense. I'm watching a few games of them in Premier League, and they are different team at the moment from what they were before. So and it's it's a single game. I mean, 2 games. So they are better. They are better on that. They are better on that. Roy, you're back. Try a bit.
Yes. Sorry, guys. I having a little connection issues, but they will be solved by this week. So, thank you for your patience. That's for the players of the Champions League.
What are you saying? Real Madrid has the experience. No.
Okay. Can you see them? All right.
Yeah.
So, how?
Roy, I think you're cutting. I think the graphics doesn't help you, man. Uploading the graphics on the stream doesn't help your connection. And you're cutting a lot. But yeah, Erling Haaland, 10 goals, man.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
insane.
So it looks like I'm having troubles connect. I'm just gonna I'm gonna leave on this to you. I'm having too many connections. Go ahead, continue with the stream, and I'll see you next one, because I don't want to create all these issues. Okay.
Roy, 1 second.
Ciao, bello. Ciao.
No, don't. Okay, it's gone. I think it's gone. So looking at the graphics, let me see if Roy is coming back. 1 second. But man, Erling Haaland, 10 goals. 10 goals is insane. So Real Madrid, yeah, I agree about the Champions League story of Real Madrid, but I don't think Ramos is good enough to drag an entire team to the final. He's a great defender, but you need to have a team to play and kind of produce some football. Thank you, Amir, for the poster. Yeah, I like Pulp Fiction. It's a cool film. And what do you guys think? Who is the best team? Who is going to win the Champions League? Because I missed a bit of people, and I didn't see. What are you guys thinking? What do you think, Amir? Who is going to win the Champions League? So, yeah, I know what you mean. You don't want Bayern to get the 7th Champions League. Yeah, man, it's that's what happened when you don't compete in a competition for basically 12 years. I mean, not 12, because we were doing pretty well, at least until 2011. Decent performance, but yeah, in 7 years we've been disappearing from the international football. Same with Liverpool. Yeah, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, and maybe it's going to be a good a good opportunity to come back and be the greatest team we used to be. Bayern Munich, still the best team in my opinion. Man City would. I don't think Man City has such a bad defense. I think Man City is a good defense. They didn't concede a lot of goals. I think the problem of Man City that I was realizing a few days ago is the fact that their best striker, I would say the one who scored more goals is Gundogan with 12 goals. So they don't have a proper striker, and sometimes in competitions like this, you need a striker to help the team grow and get that goal, that difficult goal, those, really suffered goal. Oh, Lucas is here. Finally, the stream started. Well, guys, we're having some problem with connection. At least Roy is having some issue. What do you think, Lucas? Who is going to win the Champions League? Yeah, but RossonARI TV. Yeah, I think Man City is one of the favorites. Not sure. I still think Chelsea is going to win it. I really believe Chelsea is a solid team. Yeah. PSG beating Bayern. So, in my opinion, you need a tactical masterclass to win against Bayern if you are PSG. Because it's a situation that you have the players, you have the squad, you have even the talent. Mbappe is insane to win against Bayern, but you need to tactically, you need to be perfect. You need to be kind of I would say Italy in 2006, or even Chelsea when they won the last Champions League. Tactically perfect, defend and go on counter-attack, get the first goal and get the next one. So yeah, they can do that, but it's really hard. It's really hard because it's 2 games. It's not just 1 game. You can be lucky in 1 game, not lucky in the second one. So let's see. Neymar back. Neymar is a lot of talent, Neymar, but I don't know if he's so effective with big teams, to be fair. But maybe this is the year for him to show his talent. He's probably feeling like if I win the Champions League, I can win a golden ball, but it's not gonna happen. Mbappe is going to get the golden ball if Paris Saint-Germain wins the Champions League. Man City will win. Lucas, yeah, I agree with you. Is one of the favorite, and yeah, they have everything to win it. Apart of the fact they don't have a striker, but maybe Aguero is coming back. Out of the team left, will accept PSG or Porto. Well, I don't mind if Chelsea wins that, or even Man City. What else? Phil Foden. Phil Foden is like Messi. I agree. I mean, not like Messi, but sometimes you feel like you have a Messi in the field with Phil Foden, because I've seen him play and he's impressive. And what I like about Phil Foden is his mentality. I feel like it doesn't care about appearance. He just want to play football. He loves the game. He gives everything. He's really technical. And even if he's really short and not a big guy, he's tough. He's always fighting, clever, and always playing for the team. Always, Phil Foden is my favorite. I think of the three young big players we have now, which is I think Mbappe, Erling Haaland, and Phil Foden. My favorite of the 3 is Phil Foden, because just I like that type of player. I think Erling Haaland is the strongest one, but I feel like he's so self-absorbed. He really likes a lot of himself, and he plays for himself. I feel like he's not playing for his team. He's gonna learn that, but at the moment. And Mbappe is still not is not complete as a player, and I want to see him in a tougher league, in a tougher situation with tactical issues, Chelsea good enough, but hope not. I'm here. Consider City. Why City is not a real club to you? I'm curious about that, because a lot of people say they have like the Saudi money, I guess, or the Emirates money, but it's a good team. I like Guardiola. He's not my favorite manager, but definitely he's the best one at the moment, and he's always improving his team. What else? Lewandowski, Luis Suarez. Who is the best striker of the last 10 years for you, Liard? Well, that's a good question. Let me think about it. Last 10 years. Well, to be fair, even if he doesn't play as a striker, I think the best striker of the last 10 years is Cristiano Ronaldo. I know a lot of people is going to say, oh, he's not a striker. He comes from the left side and he cuts in. But that's a way of him getting away from the defense. But I think he's a striker. He's always been playing like a striker. He's always wanted the ball to finish. And he's always there on the box trying to get a goal. So I think he's the best striker of the last 10 years. And he scored 800 goals, something like that. So if you don't consider him as the best striker, it's really hard. And people from this channel, they know how much I like Cristiano Ronaldo. So I don't really like him. He's not my favorite player, but he's the best striker of the last 10 years. Lewandowski, yeah, he's good. But as I say, I want to see him in different leagues. He didn't do that. And he played with Bayern, which is the best team in Germany. And he never had to deal with playing against Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, or in Premier League playing against Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea. And if you come in Serie A, you have to play against Inter, Milan, Roma, Napoli. So he never put himself in a situation, okay, I want to go in a big league and see what's going on. I think Bundesliga is a great league. They play great football, but it's not competitive like the other three, sorry. And no, Belotti. I don't like Belotti, man. I hope AC Milan is not getting Belotti. Really, I don't like Belotti. And full of oil. Okay. And what am I saying? Yeah, they're trying to buy a Champions League trophy. You know what I don't like about Man City? It's the fact that they buy so many fullbacks, man. They spend 200 million on fullbacks. At my period, like 15 years ago, the fullback was not the less important, but the last player to buy in a transfer window. Now Guardiola is buying 200 million pound worth of fullbacks just in 2 years, 3 years, whatever. And I'm like, come on, man. Other teams are winning without buying 200 million of fullbacks. Bayern did the same thing. I think they bought like 80 million. Theo Hernandez, brother. That was a waste of money, but if you're Bayern, you can buy that. I think everyone is all money. Real Madrid spent I don't know how many billions building the second era of Galacticos. Barcelona is just a joke buying players like Griezmann, Dembele for 120, 130 million. It's just a joke. I don't think Man City is so bad like Barcelona, Real Madrid, or sometimes Chelsea. Chelsea 260 million, man. 260 million. That's not all money. For sure there is something else in that. So it's I think Man City is the one who behaves better than all of this. They spend money, but at least they are trying to find the next young player. They are growing, but the 200 million fullbacks, that's weird, man. That's crazy shit. Do you think it was a mistake to sell Bonaventura? No, I don't think it's a mistake. I think it's time to move on. And it was his wage was 5 million a year, something like that, and he wanted to keep it like this. So I don't think you should pay someone 5 or 4 million a year at the age of 33, 34. You need to move on. We need to give those monies to young players that are actually going to give us a lot in the future. I love Jack, but I don't think with those, the deal wasn't right for us. And what else? Man City spent more money than any of those teams. Not sure about that, Lucas. I don't think. I think Barcelona spend more money than Man City. Barcelona, Chelsea spends insane amount of money. And don't forget Manchester United, when they start to buy players like Pogba, Di Maria, Falcao. They went for Maguire, 80 million, and I don't remember, but they spend a lot of money. Everyone spends money in Premier League. And if you think Man City, their business, the revenues is around 550 millions. So it's huge money. So they can actually afford to buy a player for 60, 70 million without any problem. And they are good in financial position. It's good for them. So they know how to do things. Well, City never sold a player for big bucks. True, but you have to realize in City, all the big players they bought, most of them, the core, they played at least 6-7 years with them. They spent a lot of money for Aguero. Aguero played 10 years. Yaya Toure, they spent a lot of money. Yaya Toure played 10 years. Sané, they bought Sané for a lot of money. They won everything with this guy. Another player, David Silva, 6-7 years probably, or 10 years. Who else? Company, he played a lot of time. Kyle Walker is playing a lot. They bought him a lot. So I think that the all big teams, they are the ones who are spending in a reasonable way. And they have a lot of competition in Premier League to buy a player. They always compete with rich teams. What else? We didn't sell him. He went for free. I think Amir is talking about Jack Bonaventura, I think. Yeah. What else? Oh, there is a United fan here. Okay. What he's saying about Sir Alex Ferguson. Yeah, Sir Alex Ferguson is one of the best manager of the game we've seen all time. Yeah. In Italy they love Sir Alex Ferguson. He's an old school manager, which it means for us, at least for me, means that he's not fixated in a certain type of game. He's always evolving. He's always looking at the opponent and trying to react and play in different ways. He's always looking at the players he has and getting the best out of them. And he's quite pragmatic. So if he has to defend, he defends. If he has to attack, he attacks. It's not about crazy tactics. It's more about attitude and mentality and the wanting to win. So I like him. He's the type of manager I like, and I like Ancelotti as well. Ancelotti is great. I think Ancelotti is the closest thing to our Sir Alex Ferguson in terms of Italian football. I don't like Lippi. Lippi is quite. I don't know, he was the Juventus manager. He never won anything with another club, just with Juventus. Of course, he won the World Cup, but that's another type of competition, and it's not like you're not a coach in a World Cup. You are more like trying to get the right strategy and more like trying to motivate players, if it makes sense. It's not a long season. It's just like a month, 20 days. You have to get the most out of these players. So it's a different type of job. Okay, Lucas is saying Barca spent a lot because they got money for Neymar. No, it's not that. There is, of course, they got a lot of money for Neymar. That's true. I'm not. That is a way to make money in football. But Barca makes a lot of money with their museum and the stadium. There was a statistic that was saying that Barcelona museum and stadium is the second most visited museum in Spain. So basically, that means all the tourists in Spain that go and visit Spain, the stadium and the museum of Barcelona is the second most visited. And they sell a lot of merchandising. They sell a lot of TV rights, sponsorship. The fact they have Messi, and the fact, which is the best player in the world at the moment, it helps them make a lot of money. So there is a lot of articles, a lot of reports that shows you how Barcelona makes money with the stadium. For example, Barcelona is the only club in the world that fills the stadium not with Barcelona supporters, but with tourists, with Barcelona, lovers that actually come and visit the city and watch a game of Barcelona. So with the pandemic, Barcelona is the team that lost more money than anyone else, because all the revenue was based on the stadium, on the museum, and merchandising and TV rights. But they still keeping the TV rights, but they lost a lot of money on that. So that's interesting. Look it out. Probably we're gonna do a podcast about this, the financial situation, and see how teams make money. What is it? Legend manager to ever manage Milan. Well, my generation, I think, is Ancelotti. Ancelotti is a legend for me, for the people of my age and seen AC Milan. But I think the greatest one, there is a competition between Sacchi and Capello, but I will give more credit to Sacchi than Capello. I think Sacchi got AC Milan after coming from some bad seasons and Serie B and all these things, and he never played football, so he's a genius. He's like someone like probably he was selling shoes before becoming a manager. So, and he changed football. And there is when Sacchi was training AC Milan, people like Arsene Wenger was coming to see how he was training AC Milan. And Arsene Wenger, no one knew Arsene Wenger at that time. He was just starting to become a manager, to learn how to be a manager. Or Benitez was going to look at how Sacchi was training AC Milan at that time. So Sacchi changed football at that time. So he's a real legend. He's insane. And from that AC Milan, they came out a lot of managers, a lot of sport directors, a lot of people that know about football. It actually is spreading knowledge. Just think about Rijkaard, who won the Champions League, and the coach of Barcelona. Van Basten was a manager as well. Donadoni, Ancelotti became a manager, and Maldini is a sport director now, and all of these people. I mean, Sacchi was a game changer for the culture, for the game. Italy chance in Euro. I like Mancini as a manager. I think he's gonna do well, but as I say, it's such a weird competition. It's like in 1 month, so everything can happen. Injuries, luck. There is a lot of luck in that if you want to win that competition. So luck plays a big part of that. Of course, there is situation like Spain in 2010. They were an incredible team. I mean, they were like just moving the ball faster than anyone else. So luck there is not a fact. It's not a major factor. But they needed luck as well, because I remember that final. Higuain missed a goal, and if I'm not wrong, Iniesta scores, and they won 1-0. So it was insane. Can Chelsea win the Champions League? Yes, we were talking about that. I think they are the team that are going to win the Champions League, in my opinion. It's quite controversial, but let's see. I'm curious to see. Can you talk about Euros? Oh man, to be fair, I just want to tell you one thing about national teams. I'm not a big fan of national teams, because the way I see football, it's more like as a club way. So what I think about football is you need to train with your mates every day. You need to know the players, the guys you're playing with every day, and you need to create a chemistry between each other to play the best football ever. You cannot play the best football ever just calling a bunch of guys that play in different clubs and they have to learn how to play with each other and win a competition in a month. I don't think that's the essence of football. That's a great show. Everyone wants to see that, but it's not what is football about. Football is about pre-season, knowing each other, training hard, years and years, trying tactics every day, study your opponent, study your league, study the weather, study the pitch, seeing all these small variables, and go and try to win the game. Supporters coming every weekend to support you. So that's football for me. The national teams are more like an event. Everyone wants to watch that. Everyone wants to kind of see that show, but I don't think that's football, my opinion. I don't know what you guys think about it. So I've never been really like knowledgeable about this type of competition. For me, it was like flipping a coin. When Germany won the World Cup in Brazil, when you see Germany playing during that competition, you realize, okay, they are going to win because they look like they are the best team. They look like they're playing with each other forever. But before the competition starts, no one knows who is going to win. So you just flip a coin. Anything can be good. What else? Oh yeah, I mean, Ronaldo phenomenon is insane. Is insane. I mean, I don't know. I was looking at the podcast, Rio's Ferdinand podcast. Ruud van Nistelrooy was talking about Ronaldo, and I heard a lot of people talking about Ronaldo phenomenon, the Brazilian. And Ruud van Nistelrooy was saying when he moved to Real Madrid, he said Ronaldo was there at that time, and he was like fat, and he had already 2 injuries in his knees. And Ruud van Nistelrooy says the things he was able to do in the pitch during training is something he never seen in his life. And these people are playing with great player. Cassano said the same. Cassano said, I've never seen someone like Ronaldo in my life. Maldini played with Ronaldo when Ronaldo was at the end of his career. And Maldini played against Ronaldo as well. And he said, I never played against someone like him. And all the players, Seedorf played with Ronaldo at Inter and played with Ronaldo at AC Milan. And he played against Ronaldo as well. The Ronaldo that was playing with Barcelona, the 22 or 23 years old Ronaldo that was playing with Barcelona, I think was unstoppable. He was insane, unplayable. He was a player that you couldn't stop in any way. He was shooting left, right with his head. He was fast, technique. He was dangerous if you give him space. He was dangerous if you don't give him space. He was just insane, technically amazing. I think, and he wasn't thinking. Everything was instinct. Everything was natural. He wasn't even a small guy like Messi. He was a 6-foot player, and he was unplayable. And I think he was too strong to handle. And he was going to the speed that football is going now 20 years before. He was like 20 years ahead of every other player at that time in 1998, 1997. He was just insane. So yeah, I think he couldn't be the best striker of football, but to be the best one, we know we need consistency. You need to play 10 years at big levels, and you need all that things that manager says. That's quite detailed. I don't know if it was Robben that got his shot saved by Casillas. I don't remember these details. But yeah, Amir, Cristiano Ronaldo would have come to AC Milan. Yeah, that was a news at that time. I remember that AC Milan was talking with Real Madrid for the next move to Cristiano Ronaldo moved from Real Madrid to another team, and AC Milan was kind of talking with Real Madrid to get Ronaldo. And the deal, I think, if I remember, was something like even early than Juventus got him. I think Berlusconi was really keen to get him around the age of 31, but all the things happened, and they couldn't. They just moved to sell everyone, and well, that's not gonna happen anymore. Messi's more of a natural talent. Yeah, I mean, he's insane talent, but I'm a bit sad when people say Messi is a natural talent, because it's kind of a people assuming he's not working hard like other players, or it's kind of like, to be Messi, you just need a talent. You don't need to work hard. I think Messi worked hard. He works hard like Ronaldo, or like, he's a hard worker player. He doesn't assume I have the talent and I'm going to win anyway. I think he's been working hard for 15 years. He's been fighting in that pitch. He's been clever and smart, always, being an athlete, professional athlete. I don't think he's been abusing, drinking or doing shit. So it's hard work. To be Messi is hard work as well, man. It's not talent. And we've seen that in Ronaldinho, for example. Ronaldinho was talent, but he played 6 years at the top level. He didn't play 15 years. If Ronaldinho had the hard work culture of Messi or Ronaldo, he could have played 15 years like Messi and Ronaldo and get these 600 goals or stuff like that. Ronaldinho was just, I love football, I'm going to play football. Financial problem. Yeah, true, Amir. Brazil, Ronaldo is my favorite striker and player after Baggio. Man, those are big players. I mean, Baggio is another player that played with Ronaldo, and Baggio said Ronaldo is one of the best he's seen. Yeah, Baggio, another unlucky player. He was insane. And he's a great guy. I mean, if you guys have the chance to know about Baggio and his personality, he's such a lovely person. He's humble. And I'm so sad he missed that penalty against Brazil. It's just insane how, wow, that was probably I think that World Cup, all the world remembers Baggio missing the penalty, not who was the striker of Brazil. It's such a big moment for football history, remembering probably at that time Baggio was the greatest player in the world. 1994, Baggio was I think he won the Golden Ball probably around that period, or 1995 maybe. He won the Golden. So he was like talking about Ronaldo or Messi. So yeah. Why Messi and Ronaldo are able to play 12, 15 years at the top, but many Brazilians cannot do 5 years maximum. So I think we need to understand something about the longevity. At the time of Maldini, being able to play 25 years, I think, is something really unusual. So you need to be an incredible athlete. You need to be like smart, work hard, and be, and think about, I want to play 25 years, so I need to rest properly, have the right lifestyle. But before, considering the condition, medical condition, how bad the pitch was, even the ball was heavier, tackles, challenges, the defenders were more aggressive, so you could have break your leg easily. There was less recovery knowledge. There was less knowledge around football, even how to train a player, how an athlete can actually grow and have a long career. So there was no knowledge. So there was normal for a football player in the 90s or early 2000 to play just 10 years at the top level, to play, to become a great player at the age of 26. And end your career at the age of 32, and maybe the last 4 years play in the United States or a small team and stuff like that. So the career for a big football player at that time was around, the top career was around 6 and 8 years. Now we're seeing that because I think technology, way of training, and all other variable helps Messi and Ronaldo to understand how to have a 15 years, 20 years career. So if you think Ronaldo has around him, I don't know, a personal trainer, a guy who's actually dealing with his injuries and with all his physical condition, the best food, the best diet, the best of everything, and Messi as well. And there is more knowledge around football now, so they can actually have a 15 years career. And these young players, 20 years old, Erling Haaland, scoring so many goals, is because his agent as well is making the right choices. Mino Raiola moved him at the age of 20 or 19 in Germany because he knows that he's too young to compete in Premier League or in Spain or in Italy, and his self-esteem is not good enough to go to a big club. He needs a great club like Borussia Dortmund that knows how to deal with youngster, and he has a big ego, so he has to play in a team. There is no one with a bigger ego than him, and so he can grow as a player, scores a lot, plays the Champions League without pressure, not having to win it, not dealing with big players. So Mino Raiola is helping, and other agents are helping these youngsters to make right decision so they can have a long career. And I'm sure Erling Haaland's next move is going to be the Premier League, because Premier League is a physical league, so you need to play when you're young. You cannot play in Premier League at 30 years old. You can, but not with the same level. So agents, family, football club, they help a lot to have a long career. What do you think of Zidane and Iniesta comparisons? Different players. I think Iniesta was more a midfielder. Zidane was more number 10. I know in Real Madrid with the Galacticos, he was playing as a midfielder because people that manage Madrid are nuts and crazy. So they want Zidane, Beckham, Raul, Ronaldo, and I think Robinho in the same field at the same time. So that's just nuts. That's not football, but that's what it is. Who's your favorite Italian player ever? Oh, such a difficult question. I think the most talented Italian player. Let me think. Okay, as a defender, I loved Nesta. Nesta was insane. As a midfielder, I think Pirlo. Pirlo was the best midfielder. And attacking player, I think Totti. Totti was insane. I mean, Totti scored in any way possible. Unfortunately, or if you are a Roma fan, you're happy he played just for Roma. And but I would love to see Totti play with maybe Real Madrid or Milan. Milan tried to get Totti. They offer like 40 million euro in 2002, something like that. Chelsea offered money for Totti as well. I remember the year Cassano moved, and Cassano actually says that. It was all the newspaper was saying Totti's moving to Chelsea, and Chelsea got a big offer for Totti. But Totti never moved to Chelsea because Cassano got in a fight, and you can see that on their channel on Twitch. If you know Italian, you can follow them. Cassano said he had a fight with the sport director of Roma, and he said, "I want to leave. I don't care anymore." So they couldn't sell Totti. They had to sell Cassano, and Cassano moved to Real Madrid that season, I think in January. And Cassano was an immense talent. He was insane, but what a dickhead! What an idiot! Sorry, Antonio. Not in a bad way. Not saying in a bad way. Actually, I love you as a player, but your brain was just fucked up, man. I'm sorry about that when you were a player. Yeah, medical knowledge, better medical knowledge, even just diet, way of training, recovery, everything. Even the managers are more comprehensive now. Managers know your player is tired, is not gonna play, is gonna rest. And at that time, managers didn't give a shit. Manager was like, "Oh, I want Ronaldo in the pitch." I remember Lippi was a manager of Inter when Ronaldo got that insane injury. Sponsorships, supporters, manager, they were like, "Oh, Ronaldo has to play. That's fine. He finished. He's done with his injury. He needs to play now." That was winter. That was against Lazio, a tough game. The pitch was awful. Ronaldo was really fragile. And everyone was like, "Oh, he has to play. He has to play." This is just the knowledge in general is way more now. Do you rate Jorginho? Jorginho is a clever player. Yeah, there is way better player than him for sure in that position. But he's a great squad player for a Premier League team, at least for Chelsea as well. He's a good option. He's a clever player. He understands tactics, so it's a good player. Opinions on Kaká. Kaká, when he got his injury, I don't know that. I don't know about. I think Kaká shouldn't go to Real Madrid for a simple reason that Kaká is not a type of player that he can play with other big players. And I heard from a lot of players that playing with Ronaldo in the same team when Ronaldo was at his peak was kind of mentally consuming, because everything was around Ronaldo and everything was like Ronaldo is the best player and the other 10 are nothing. No one gives a shit about the other 10. So when you have a big ego like Benzema, Gareth Bale, I don't know, Di Maria, James Rodriguez, Ozil, Ramos, or you are big like Ronaldo in terms of ego, personality, or you're gonna disappear and you have to just be part of the, furniture. Even if you are a great player. I remember Bale. Bale scored in the final. He was such an important player, but no one gave a shit about the press. Everyone was talking about Ronaldo. Benzema is a striker. He has, I don't know how many assists in his career. A striker with so many assists. Just imagine how many assists he gave to Ronaldo. Or when Real Madrid won the 10th Champions League. What a game Di Maria did that final. He was running everywhere. Di Maria was running everywhere. He was fighting with each Atletico Madrid player. And no one gives a shit at the end. At the end, press said Ronaldo won the Champions League, Ronaldo got the Ballon d'Or, and that's it. And it's so unfair for football. It's so unfair because, yeah, Ronaldo is the best one. But people who love football, they should talk about the team and the other people who helped Ronaldo win those. And Messi is the same, by the way. Messi is the same. Real Madrid with Ozil replacing him. Ozil was insane. But Real Madrid knew his lifestyle wasn't right, so they just replaced him and they did the right choice. How long do you think it would take for Tonali to be one of the best in the world? So today I was looking at an interview, Allegri's interview. He wasn't talking about Tonali anyway. He was talking about football in general. And he was talking about Betancourt not being the right player to play in front of the defense, as a Pirlo style, because he doesn't have the vision or the tempo. It needs 1 second to stop the ball, 1 second to look at around him, and 1 second to pass the ball. So it takes 3 seconds for him to move with the game. In that position, you need a player that it takes 1 or 2 seconds to move the ball. And I don't think Tonali is there at the moment. It takes a lot of time. He needs to stop the ball, look around, and pass the ball, which is normal for a 20 years old, and he's playing at high level at the moment with AC Milan. Before it was just Brescia. So it's normal. But he needs to work on that. He needs to see it to see around him before the ball comes over. So he knows what is going around before the ball is coming. Pass the ball straight away. So it's maximum 1, 2, or 1. And I don't know if he's still there. KC is better at that. He was having those issues in the beginning with AC Milan, first and second season. Now he's doing really well that job. Benacer is good at that. Benacer knows already. Before the ball comes to Benacer, Benacer knows what's going on around him. That's why he's better than Tonali. He's not technically better than Tonali, or he runs more than Tonali. He knows what's going on around him before the ball comes to him. So Tonali needs to improve that part of his game. He needs to understand what's going on around him before the ball comes to him. If he does that, he's going to be amazing. So what else we have here? Kaká played with Pirlo, Sedov, Ricosta, Shevchenko. Okay, I've seen Kaká play his first game in Serie A. I was at the stadium. And if you check online, he was against Ancona. First game of the season of that Serie A. And I was in the stadium because I'm from Ancona. I grew up there. And AC Milan was coming to play. And I remember that Sedov wasn't playing the first half. He came after. So I remember that Cafu did an assist for Shevchenko. Shevchenko scored. And no one knew Kaká at that time. AC Milan bought him for 8 million from Sao Paulo. Yeah, I'm sure it was Sao Paulo. And that was funny because Moji was writing, I'm never going to buy a player that his name is Kaká. And have a look what Kaká means in Italian. I'm not saying it here. And Ancelotti, when Kaká arrived, he say, I didn't know about Kaká. I knew Galliani bought this player, and they just say to me, you have this attacking midfielder. He's a young guy from Brazil. So have a look. And he says, after the first week of training, I realized he's going to be my first choice. So that was amazing, just understanding how good he was. And in that squad, you had Rivaldo, Ricosta, and Sedov that could have played that position easily. And he said, no, Kaká is going to be my first choice. And he got involved in that in the first goal. I think Shevchenko scored. He got a ball in the middle of the field, and he stopped the ball and straight away passed it to, I think, Cafu on the right, and Cafu crossed for Shevchenko. And you realize there, Ancona was a shitty team, by the way. So it's not about the team. You realize there that Kaká knew already where to put the ball without looking at. He already had an awareness of what's going on around him. So he stopped the ball and he passed it. And you realize right there that you are a great player. You're going to be a great player anyway. And I just want to tell you how big was Shevchenko and Maldini. Physically, they were huge. They were giant. I was impressed when I saw them in the stadium. I was like, oh my God, how big is Shevchenko? How you can, as a defender, how you can compete physically against him. It was insane. I was shocked. Shevchenko was insane. Yeah, big players. I mean, big as a personality, but even physically. I mean, Shevchenko was huge. He was big and he was running fast. That was insane. Materazzi couldn't compete with Shevchenko physically. He was insane. Materazzi was a big guy. Better than Real at that time. Yeah. Well, the football is different now. The offside rule is different now. Saki changed football because the world of football had to change the offside rule because Saki got it right. Saki was playing he was playing in 30 meters, the defensive line and the attack line. the distance between the attack line and defensive line of AC Milan was 30 meters. So the opponent team has to play inside that part of the field because they were good at the offside rule. Baresi was insane. The line AC Milan had, the opponent was going always offside. So it was impossible to play against that Milan. Now the offside rule is changed, so there is no passive and active offside. So it's really hard to play in that way. Now it's the opposite. Now they start to play from behind a lot. A lot of teams. Guardiola does that. And Saki changed completely the football. And I remember Zeman actually got it right as well in the attacking part, because Zeman was like going in with the midfielders, because the midfielder, they were never offside. So he was telling the striker to come over and the midfielder to go attack. That was a fun Serie A. A lot of knowledge, a lot of football knowledge in Serie A, and great managers at that time. What else? Yeah, Saki trick is not gonna be easy. Oh, how old are you? I'm old, man. I'm old. Let's try to guess. Ancelotti come back to Milan. I will take him. But I think the who owns AC Milan has different plans. They want a manager that doesn't earn a lot of money, a manager that knows how to deal with young players. I don't think Ancelotti is the best at that. Ancelotti is good at dealing with players, not the best one at dealing with young players. And I think Ancelotti is the best manager at dealing with superstar players. I never heard a top player complaining about Ancelotti. No one. Everyone find their way with Ancelotti. So I think Ancelotti is the best manager to deal with top players. I remember Ibrahimovic had problem with Guardiola. Mourinho had problem with a lot of top players. And all other big managers, they had some problem with some big players. But Ancelotti never. Ancelotti always had a way to find and make everyone happy. 31, thank you, man. I'm going for 33 this season. 33 plus tax. Yeah, man. 33 in August. Kaká was the only person who win the Ballon d'Or with Ronaldo and Messi last 3. I think Kaká, if Kaká stays to AC Milan, doesn't go to Real Madrid, Kaká can win another Golden Ball, but that's another world, another parallel world. Messi, Ronaldo, 31, we know. So, well, guys, if you have the last question, and I don't know about Serie A, Premier League, or Champions League in general, I want to just say thank you for following the channel. We had these problems, so it was like more me talking with my webcam, but that's fine. I'm sure we're coming back with a better connection from Roy. Thank you for following, guys. Just like the video, subscribe, whatever is this thing, that help us to keep going with this channel. And thank you for following. And there is another question here. That's an important point about the 4th place. I have a theory. I don't know. A lot of people disagree with this, and I close the channel now. My theory is that there is a team as AC Milan, as every time the season starts, a team like AC Milan has 3 goals during the season. The first goal is to achieve the top 4. Every season, AC Milan needs to achieve the top 4. That's the first goal for a team like AC Milan. Because as we say, AC Milan is an international, is a European club. We have to be there with the biggest club in the world. So that should be the first goal every season. So I don't care about Europa League. I don't care about Coppa Italia. I don't care about Napoli winning against Roma or Inter winning against Atalanta 1-0, defending, parking the bus in front. I don't give a shit about that. So the first goal is to come top 4. The second goal for AC Milan is to play great football. You need to play great football. That's the way I want to see my team play. That's the most important thing. Play great football, second goal. And the third goal is to try every season to win the Champions League or the Serie A, or both. And when I say try to win it, it doesn't mean that if you don't win it is a failure. Because if you get the top 4 and you play great football, that season is a great season for me. That season, it means my team did a great job. They gave everything. I went to the stadium 18 times and I saw these guys play proper football. They got top 4, so next season I'm going to see Champions League football. And if they fight for winning the Champions League, if they fight to win the Serie A as well, it's like if you try 10 times, you're going to win it 3 times. It's like a statistic thing. And when you go to Champions League, if AC Milan does a journey like Porto is doing this season, next season, if you go to Champions League so far, the opposite team doesn't look at which player is playing for AC Milan. They look at the jersey. They look at the shirt and they start to get scared. They look at San Siro, 90,000 people shouting AC Milan. They start to get scared. Whatever team, even Man City, even Bayern Munich. Now, if he has to play against AC Milan, 95,000 people in San Siro, in a quarterfinal Champions League, they're going to struggle. They're going to be scared. They're going to struggle. All the knowledge, all the tactical knowledge they have, it kind of disappears because emotion starts to block the legs and everything is different. It's way different. So that's why I think AC Milan, if he goes in a quarterfinal and he plays great football, we can win. We can win it every year. We can be a loose cannon. Well, thank you guys. I don't know how to close this live. I'm gonna try, but thank you for following me and see you Wednesday for the Wednesday podcast. We're gonna try to talk about farmer leagues and best leagues in the world, because a lot of people say the Premier League is the best league in the world and the other ones are all farmer leagues. So let's see. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night or a good day.